Okay, let me start discussing about this accounting for lost units. This is for my students in BS Accountancy for cost accounting. Okay, hello. Accounting for lost units. Now we have two kinds of lost units here. Under process costing is either normal lost units or abnormal lost units. In job order costing, yung mga lost units could either be spoiled, effective, or yung mga scrap na sound na napag-aralan natin. Now, the treatment for spoiled units and defective units are also the same sa process costing. Yes, si Jeff nasa audience ko din, second year BSA. Now, kapag ka spoiled units under job order, ang ginagawa natin doon, tinatanggal natin siya doon sa work in process natin. Ang ginagawa natin doon, kapag ka-spoiled, dahil hindi na siya mare-repair, tinatanggal natin sa work in process account. Unlike yung defective, dadagdagan lang natin ng additional production cost like materials, labor, and overhead. Pwede na siyang ma-repair para maging good units uli siya. So yung lost units natin dito sa process costing is the same treatment ng spoiled units under job order costing system. Now, as I have said, dalawang klase ito. It's either normal lost units or abnormal lost units. Pag sinabi nating normal lost units, these are units which are expected or anticipated, inherent, usual. Let me just minimize this one kasi hindi ko makita. And unavoidable. Okay? And unavoidable in the production process or within the tolerance limit set by the company. And what are the examples of this normal loss? Like weight losses na kapag ka yung isang product upon transfer to the next department na nababawasan siya ng timbang, either nag-evaporate or may mga nalalaglag siya mga pieces kaya gumagaan yung timbang niya. Also shrinkage, evaporation, and rusting are examples of normal lost units or normal cause of losing some units in the production process. Now, the cost of normal units are accounted for as a product cost. Ulit, kapag ka normal lost units, it should be treated as a product cost. So, meron siyang allotted cost of raw materials, labor, and overhead. It is included as part of the cost of all finished units or work in process units. So yung cost allotted for the normal loss will be allocated doon sa finished units or those still work in process. Depende sa sitwasyon kung kailan siya na-identify yung loss units na yun. Okay, just remember yung ating napag-usapan na even application saka uneven application ng production cost. So, ang effect ng normal loss unit, it will increase the cost of production of the usable goods. Well, abnormal lost units, these are spoiled units which are unexpected, not inherent, unusual, and avoidable, or if it is expected, it is beyond the tolerance limit set by the company. So kung meron tayong uh, benchmark of the number of possible lost units at nag-exceed tayo doon sa limit natin na yon, all those excess are treated as abnormal units. And abnormal units like uh, due to due to bad working condition, accident, strikes, machine breakdown, fortuitous events, inefficient workers, low quality or defective raw materials. And then the cost of abnormal units is treated as a period cost. What does it mean? Hindi siya kasama dun sa production cost natin. It will not be allocated but will be treated as an expense, as a period cost. The cost of abnormal lost units are not absorbed by the goods unit. So as I have said, it will not be allocated. And then there are two kinds of detection of lost units. We have continuous loss, and then yung isa is discrete loss. Yung continuous loss, ang assumption is the lost units occurred evenly throughout the production process. Hindi mo ma-identify kung saang point siya ng production process natin lalabas yung o ma-identify yung lost units. Evenly throughout the production process, the lost units are spread. Okay, so ano ang magiging computation natin ng work done if we discover lost units along the production process? Ngayon, depende siya. Depende if your inspection point is placed at the start of the process, during the process, or end of the process. So yung the determination of work to be done dun sa normal units is dependent dun sa inspection point. It's either at the start, during, or uh, end of the process. So ito yung ating rule natin. Kapag ka yung inspection point is at the start of the process, we will allot 0% stage of completion. Simply because kung ang inspection point is at the start of the process, ma-identify mo na agad na wala na yung units na yon. We have a lost unit at the start. So therefore, hindi mo na siya malalagyan ng production elements. Wala na siyang materials, labor, and overhead. Kasi sa umpisa pa lang, na-determine mo na meron na tayong mga lost units at the start of the process. Kung yun namang inspection point mo is during the process, the rule is we will not allot also percentage of work done kasi ang assumption natin, even if the inspection point is during the process, we will assume na yung inspection point is at the start of the process. Kaya 0% pa din yung kanyang percentage of completion. Ngayon, kung yung inspection point is at the end of the process, yan, dumaan na siya sa proseso, and then at the end, doon mo lang na-identify na merong lost units, nalagyan mo na siya ng materials, labor, and overhead, then we will allot 100% stage of completion sa normal loss. Ngayon, if the problem is silent, hindi sinabi kung saan yung inspection points niya, either start, during, or end. Ang assumption natin, start of the process, and therefore 0% yung stage of completion niya. For abnormal loss, if the inspection point is at the start, again, na-identify mo agad na merong mga abnormal loss, so wala ka nang ilalagay na uh, materials, labor, and overhead. Kasi umpisa pa lang, alam mo na wala nang, na merong mga abnormal loss. Ngayon, kung yung inspection point is during or end of the process, we will allot 100%. Okay? During the process and end of the process. Because the assumption is kapag ka abnormal loss, the inspection is done at the end of the process. So kung at the end of the process, nalagyan mo na siya ng materials, labor, and overhead, kaya 100% yung kanyang stage of completion. So if the problem is silent, hindi sinabi kung start, during, or end, basta abnormal loss, problem is silent, ang assumption natin, ang inspection point is at the end of the process. So therefore, 100%. Okay, 100% end and during, kasi ang assumption natin as if at the end siya nag-inspect ng good units niya. Okay, next. Who will absorb the cost of the normal cost of the normal loss and cost of the abnormal loss? Who will absorb? Ibig sabihin, kanino natin ipapato yung mga cost of the spoiled goods under normal loss and abnormal loss. Depende kung saan yung inspection point niya. So if the inspection point is start or during, under FIFO cost flow, ang maghahati lang doon sa cost ng normal loss is yung started, finished, and transferred units and the work in process end. Sandali lang . Okay. Now, if the inspection point is at the end of the process, ang mag-absorb nung cost of the normal loss is the work in process beginning and those started, finished, and transferred units. Hindi nakasama yung work in process end. Bakit sila lang yung mga mag-absorb nung normal loss? Kasi if the inspection point is as the start, so na-identify mo na agad na there are lost units. And then, yung lost units na yon, mag-i-incur siya ng mga cost. Yung papasok lang doon sa proseso niya ay yung started and yung natirang mga work in process natin. So therefore, sila lang yung dumaan sa proseso, kaya sila lang yung mag-absorb nung cost ng normal loss natin if the inspection point is the start or during the process. Pero kung ang inspection point is at the end, hindi nakarating ng end yung work in process end natin. Ang nakarating lang sa dulo is yung work in process beginning at saka yung started, finish, and transfers. So therefore, kung ang determination ng lost units is at the end, dumaan na sila dun sa process na yon, ang suffer lang yung dumaan lahat dun sa process na yun, and that is work in process beginning and started, finish, and transferred units. Ngayon, kapag weighted average naman tayo, we have learned sa process costing kapag weighted average, walang work in process beginning. So, tinanggal lang dito yung work in process beginning, ganun lang din yung concept dito. Kapag yung inspection point is as the start or during the process, started and work in process end lang yung mag-absorb ng cost ng normal loss natin. So pagka end yung inspection point, beginning lang yung started, finished, and transferred, including the beginning, ang mag-absorb ng cost of the normal loss. The cost of the abnormal loss will not be absorbed kasi treated siya as period cost or expense. Kaya hindi siya absorb ng good units, hindi siya production cost. Okay, meron tayong example dito. We'll just have to identify the work done or the stage of completion para ma-practice natin yung table natin kanina. John Corporation manufactures milk products and has the following data for the month of December. We have work in process beginning, which is 30% complete, 1,000 units. Started in process units, 4,000. So lahat ng ia-account natin is 5,000 units. Out of 5,000, there is a normal spoilage of 400, a normal spoilage of 100, and work in process end of 600, which is 60% complete. Assume labor and factory overhead are applied evenly throughout the process. Determine the stage of completion of materials and conversion cost under FIFO and weighted average if inspection is at the start of the process and materials are added at the start of the process. Number 2, inspection at the start and materials are added at the end. Number 3 is inspection at the end, materials are added at the start. Inspection at the end and materials are added at the end. And then number 5 and 6, inspection is silent, but materials are added at the start and at the end. Okay, here's the solution. Like I've said, 1,000 yung beginning, started in process is 4,000. We are accounting for 5,000 units. So, sa scenario number 1, inspection is at the start of the process and materials is added at the start of the process. Ang ina-account muna natin is yung materials natin. Hindi pa kasama yung conversion cost. Okay? Materials, first in, first out. So kung FIFO method tayo, we have to account separately for the beginning, work in process beginning, and then started, finished, and transferred, and then work in process end. And then we have normal loss and abnormal loss. Okay, so we have here the actual number of units. Sandali lang . Okay. Work in process beginning, 1,000 units. Started, finished, and transferred is 2,900. How did we get to 9? Dun sa given natin, we have 600 ending, normal loss of 400, abnormal loss of 100. This is 1,100. So kung 1,000 na to, 1,100 na ito, therefore ang balancing figure natin is 2,900. Yung 2,900 started, finished, and transferred to the next department. Okay, so let's allot yung work done under scenario 1, that the inspection is done at the start of the process and materials is added at the start of the process. So yung work in process beginning natin, wala nang materials kasi it's 30% completed already. Kaya sa previous department kung saan siya nanggaling, kung meron man or naiwan yan last month. So last month, hindi lang siya natapos pero nalagyan na siya ng materials. Kaya 0% siya. Okay? Beginning siya, 30% completed already, so therefore meron na yung materials. Unlike yung started in process, yung 4,000 units, ngayon pa lang yan inumpisahan, kaya lahat yan lalagyan ng materials. So therefore yung 4,000 na yan, yung 2,9, 600, 400, and 100, lahat yan nilagyan ng materials. Okay? So yung 2,9, 100%, yung work in process, 100% din. Okay? But this one, like I've said, bakit hindi nilagyan ng materials ito? 100% started yan yung 4,000. Again, ang ruling natin, kapag ka yung inspection is done at the beginning, at the start, we will assume na yung units na yon are already lost at the start. So therefore, hindi na siya nalagyan ng materials nung dumaan siya dun sa proseso na yon. Bago pa nag-start yung process, wala na siya. So therefore, wala nang materials na nailagay sa kanya. Kaya 0%, 0%. Okay? Sa second scenario naman natin, we have inspection point at the start. Materials are added at the end. So, ilan yung work done natin. So, if materials are added at the end, yung work in past beginning natin, na umabot hanggang end, nalagyan siya ng materials. So, started and finished, of course, nakarating sa end, kaya meron siyang materials. Work in process end, hindi nakarating sa dulo, 60% complete, kaya wala siyang materials. Ito, kaya siya 0-0 again kasi yung inspection point natin again at the start of the process. Kaya 0%. Third scenario, inspection point is at the end, materials at the start. So yung work in process beginning, walang materials kasi materials at the beginning, meron na yung materials nung nakaraang buwan pa. Started, finished, and transferred 100%. Work in process end 100% kasi materials is added at the beginning. Okay? So materials are added at the beginning, nalagyan ng materials yung mga lost units. At dahil ang inspection point is at the end, so hindi pa nila alam na meron ng mga lost unit. Nalaman na lang nila na merong lost unit at the end of the process. So therefore, nalagyan siya ng materials, labor, and overhead. Kaya 100%. Okay? So as you can see, importante yung inspection point sa pag-determine ng work done sa mga lost unit natin, either normal or abnormal. So sa scenario 4, inspection point is at the end of the process. So ganun uli, 100%. Materials has added at the end. So yung work in process beginning, nakarating yan ng end, nakarating ng end, except work in process end. Kaya 0 material siya. Lost units are assigned 100% because inspection point is at the end. So nakarating siya sa end, kaya doon lang nila nalaman na merong lost units, so we have to assign 100%. Scenario 5, problem is silent. Hindi sinabi kung start, during, or at the end of the process yung inspection point. Ang assumption natin kapag ka normal loss is at the start of the process. Kapag ka abnormal loss is at the end of the process. Okay? So that's the assumption kapag ka silent. So materials is at the beginning. Work in process, wala nang materials kasi naabutan na natin yan, may materials na yan. Kaya 0 materials na siya. Started, finished, and transferred, 100%. Work in process end, 100%. Okay. Yung normal loss, bakit zero? Pag silent at the start. So if at the start, meron ng loss, wala na siyang ilalagay pang materials. Okay, hindi na siya nalagyan ng materials because we assume the inspection point is at the beginning of the process, so therefore wala na siyang dapat pang ilagay ng materials. Umpisa pa lang nawala na yung units na yun. Hindi katulad ng abnormal loss. If the problem is silent, the assumption is inspection point is at the end. So if it is at the end, dadaan sa proseso, makakarating hanggang dulo, nalagyan siya ng materials, kaya 100%. Scenario 6, materials is added at the end. So these two, which is the end of the process, kaya 100%. Work in process end did not reach the end process, so 0%. And our assumption for scenario 5 is the same as in scenario 6. The assumption is at the beginning kapag normal loss, and then at the end kapag abnormal loss. For the conversion cost is applied evenly throughout the process. So kahit na yung meron lang error ito. This is conversion cost. So kahit na inspection point natin ay either start, ending, or during, or silent, the same yung application natin sa conversion cost. So work in process beginning, 30% complete. Kaya ang kulang na lang niya para ma-complete siya, 70%. Started, finish, and transferred, 100%. Work in process, 60%. Okay, and since the inspection point is at the start, so alaman agad na nawawala na yung mga units na yun, we have lost units, wala nang nai-apply na conversion cost, 0, 0 at the start. Now, if the inspection point is at the end, 100%. If the problem is silent, for normal loss, 0%, assume at the beginning. If it is abnormal loss, the assumption is at the end. Okay? For weighted average, parehas lang ito. It's just that this time, we will not account separately for the work in process beginning. So as you can see, lahat yon 100%. Okay, 3,900, 100%. For conversion cost, the same, 100%. We will not account for work in process beginning separately. We will assume na lahat yon, lahat ng in process beginning and started are applied with all the production cost evenly. Kaya lahat sila 100%. Okay, now yung natapos natin is continuous loss. This time is discrete loss. Anong ibig sabihin ng discrete loss? Loss unit occurs at the specific point in the production process, and it will be detected only when the firm performed a quality control inspection at the inspection point. So sa discrete loss, sasabihin ng problem kung saang point nag-conduct ng inspection for us to determine whether there are lost units or not. Okay, so ang determination ng lost unit is at the inspection point. Sa continuous kasi, hindi given kung saan yung inspection point. Sinabi lang niya either the start, during, and then at the end. So this time, specific yung point kung saan yung inspection niya at kung saan natin malalaman kung merong lost units. So the same example, 1,000 beginning, 4,000 started. So we are accounting for 5,000 units. The same number of normal lost and abnormal lost and work in process. Now assume the materials are added at the start while labor and overhead are applied evenly throughout the process. Now this is the inspection point. 20%, when the process reaches 20%, mag-inspect sila whether there are lost unit or not, or none, or 40, 60, and 80. Okay, we will apply again FIFO and weighted average. So 5,000 units. This is first in, first out. So we will account for the beginning work in process. 1,000 and then the 4,000 units. 2,900 started, finished, and transferred. 600 yung still in process. 400 is normal. 100 is abnormal loss. Okay, the inspection point is at 20% production, and materials is added at the start of the process. So yung ating work in process beginning, wala na siyang materials kasi 30% complete na yan. Last month, nalagyan na siya ng materials. So therefore, wala na yung materials. Okay, same to all scenario, 1 to 4. Because materials are added at the beginning of the process. Well, the finished and transferred, started, finished, and transferred, including the work in process end. Inumpisahan yan ngayon. So lahat yan, lalagyan ng materials, 100%. So all work in process, of course, nalagyan niya ng materials because materials is added at the beginning of the process. Now, the normal loss and the abnormal loss are only determined or identified after 20% of the process. Doon lang nagkaroon ng inspection point. So, if materials is added at the beginning and then nag-run yung procedures natin and then naka 20%, so therefore nalagyan muna siya ng materials bago nag-inspect ng 20%. Right? Kaya meron siyang 100% work done for materials. Kasi nag-inspect siya after 20%. So therefore, yung loss units niya is only determined after 20% of the production. E nalagyan na siya ng materials. Kaya all of these have 100% work done for materials because materials is added at the beginning of the process. Now, if the materials is added at the end, magkakaroon tayo ng difference. Kasi even if they inspect at 20%, wala pang materials yon, so 0% pa yon. Okay? Because materials is added at the end. So pag inspect nila ng 20%, meron ng loss unit, wala pang dagdag na materials. Okay? For conversion cost, again, this one is conversion cost. Since we are using FIFO, we have to account for work in process beginning separately. So kung 30% completed na yan, we still have to apply 70% to all scenario. Okay? Labor and overhead is applied evenly. So do not mind na lang itong materials na to. This is conversion cost. Okay, so started, finished, and transferred, 100% kasi na-reach niya yung hanggang dulo. Work in process, 60% complete. So therefore, yung conversion cost applied to these units are also 60%. Now, pagdating dun sa lost units, it depends dun sa inspection points niya. Since 20% is the inspection point of the process, nalagyan ngayon siya ng conversion cost after 20% o when they reach 20%. Kasi after 20%, na-identify na nila na mayroong nawawalang unit, so therefore nalagyan siya ng 20% ng conversion cost. So ito naman sa scenario 2, if the inspection point is at 40%, pinoproseso nila at pagdating ng 40%, doon lang nila nalaman na merong lost units, so meron siyang conversion cost na 40%. Kumbaga, na-applyan na siya ng 40% bago pa nila nalaman na merong mga lost units. So 60%, 80%. Okay, so kapag ka discrete, the inspection point will be the work done for the lost units, either for normal and abnormal loss. Okay, weighted average naman, so ganun uli, wala nang work in process beginning, we will not account this separately, samahin natin siya, 3,900, all of these 3,900 will be allotted 100% of materials and conversion cost. Okay, for work in process end, since materials is added at the beginning, so lahat sila 100%. Ito, the same explanation, since materials are added at the beginning, and inspection point is 20% after application of the materials. Kumbaga, nalagyan na siya ng materials bago na-inspect, kaya 100%. So for conversion cost, under weighted average, 100% for beginning and started and finished. Work in process end, 60%. Lost units based on inspection points. Okay, our assumption is nalagyan na siya ng conversion cost after 20%, doon na nalaman na may lost units, kaya we were able to apply or still applied 20% of conversion cost. Scenario 2, 40. Sa scenario 3, 60. Scenario 4 is 80%. Okay. Initially, I already mentioned to you who will absorb the cost of the normal lost units. It says here cost of normal lost units should only be allocated to the units that have passed the inspection point. Such units should be considered as good units. Any units that have not reached the inspection point may be good units, defective, or spoiled. So in short, lahat lang ng mga units na lalampas dun sa inspection point, sila lang yung maghahati-hati dun sa cost ng normal units. Bakit hinahati? Again, yung normal loss units o yung cost ng normal loss unit is treated as production cost, and therefore it should be allocated dun sa mga good units. Hindi katulad ng abnormal loss, yung cost ng abnormal loss is treated as a period cost. So ito, hindi dadagdag dun sa production cost natin. Yun lang normal loss units natin. Yung cost of the normal loss should be treated as product cost and therefore should be allocated. Okay, sino lang? Only those units that have passed the inspection point. Yung lumampas dun sa inspection point. Let me give you an example. The same number of units. We have 1,000 beginning, started in process of 4,000. So we are accounting for 5,000 units. Assuming materials are added at the beginning, labor and overhead are applied evenly. Determine which good units will absorb the cost of the lost units under FIFO and weighted average, assuming the inspection point is 20, 40, and 90%. Okay, this is the graphical presentation of the process. Uh, the inspection point is at 20%. Our work in process has reached only at 60% completion. So yung mga units na ito na lumampas sa inspection point will absorb all the cost for the normal loss. Okay? Let me go back to my previous slides. Cost of normal loss should only be allocated to the unit that have passed the inspection point. So in our example, the work in process N, which is 60% complete, have passed the inspection point, which is 20%. Okay? So in short, the work in process N will give an allocation to the cost of the normal loss units. So, sino-sino ang maghahati-hati dun sa cost ng normal loss? In terms of materials, hindi nakasama si work in process beginning. Why? Even though it is 30% complete, which is beyond the inspection point, is actually done already last month, hindi siya this month. Itong 20% natin is for this month only. So, nung nag-start tayo, nandiyan na yung work in process beginning natin, and that is already 30% completed. So, therefore, nakaraan na siya sa inspection point, nalagyan na siya ng allocation ng normal loss units, or cost of the normal loss units, kaya hindi na siya kasama sa dadagdagan natin ngayon, or else madodoble yon. Okay, kaya yung beginning work in process natin, wala na siyang share dun sa cost of materials for the normal loss. But the started and work in process ending, they will have a share doon sa cost of materials ng normal loss. Okay? For conversion cost, our work in process beginning still needs 70% of the of the conversion cost para makomplete siya. So nakaraan siya dito at umabot hanggang dulo. Okay? So lumampas siya dun sa inspection point natin for this month. So therefore, kung siya ay lumampas hanggang dulo, nalampasan niya inspection point, meron siyang share doon sa conversion cost ng normal loss. So the conversion cost for the normal loss will be absorbed by the work in process beginning, started, and work in process end. Okay, scenario 2. Hindi ko lang napalitan yung number. But this one is scenario 2. inspection point is 40%. Yung work in process beginning natin is 30% completed already. So, dahil 30% completed pa lang siya, hindi pa siya nakadaan dun sa inspection point. So during this month, doon pa lang siya dumaan sa inspection point at 40%. Kaya nung dumaan siya dyan, nakarating siya sa hanggang dulo, meron siyang magiging share doon sa lost units in terms of materials. Okay? Let me just clarify this one, ha? Sa previous example natin, 30% completed na siya, although lumampas, but this one lumampas last month pa. Okay, last month pa ito. We are accounting for this month. So therefore, more than 20% completed na yan, dumana siya na inspection point, kaya this month, hindi na siya dadaan dito. Kasi nandito na yan eh. Okay? So from 30% onwards na lang siya. 30% onwards. So wala na siya magiging share dun sa materials na may lalagay natin dun sa normal loss kasi ang inspection point 20%. So dito pa lang, na-identify na natin na loss na siya, hindi mo na yan malalagyan ng materials kasi yung work in pass begin natin nandito na sa 30% eh. Hindi katulad nito, 40% inspection point. Yung work in pass beginning natin nandito sa 30%. So nung nag-inspect, sumama siya doon sa inspection point. So therefore, meron siyang share doon sa material cost ng normal loss natin. Kasi lumampas siya dyan hanggang sa nakarating siya sa ending. So started and finished, work in process end, meron din siyang share sa material cost ng normal loss because work in process end undergoes up to 60% process. So nakalampas siya dun sa inspection point, meron siyang share dun sa loss needs. So in terms of conversion cost, again, lahat sila merong share. Why? Kasi nga 40% yung inspection point, lahat sila work in process beginning, finish, and ending, lumampas ng 40%. So lahat sila merong share sa conversion cost for the cost of the normal loss. Scenario 3 is 90%. Okay? Inspection point. So look at this one. Yung ating work in process beginning, which is 30% complete, mga nandito na yon, at na-complete siya hanggang dulo, inabutan siya ng inspection point at 90%. So after 90% inspection point, nalaman na merong normal loss at nalagyan siya ng materials. So therefore, makikishare siya dun sa mga cost ng materials for normal loss. Kasi inabutan siya dun eh, yung beginning work in process natin. Of course, yung started, finished, and transferred, inabutan din yan sa 90%. Now, the work in process end, which is 60% completed only, hindi nakarating ng inspection point. Okay, so ang assumption nun, wala dito yung loss units. Ang suffer lang yung lumampas ng 90%. Ang balikan natin yung previous slide natin na cost of normal loss units should only be allocated to units that have passed the inspection point. So, for the 90%, hindi umabot yung work in process end, wala siyang share doon sa cost of the loss of the normal loss units, both for materials and conversion cost. Okay? Let's have the comprehensive illustration. Let me just open my worksheet. Uh-huh. Wait, wow, ang dami kong audience pala. I have 17 listeners here. Ang dami. God Ann, Denise, Nicolette, Prince, nandito pa. Mary Grace, Denise, Erica, Paulo, RG, Piel, Esther, Lawrence, Claricel, Zephania, Cruz, Rica May, Mariel, Christine, Sale, Isa Marie de Dios. Meron pang isang Janiela, sorry, Janiela. 20 na tayo dito sa room. Very good. Para merong konting break, let me just open my camera. Hello sa inyong lahat. Pwede magsalita. CJP. Sino si CJP? Claricel. Hello sa inyong lahat. Lahat kayo naka-mute. Meron pang pumapasok. Hindi kinaya, kaya kick out na siya. Okay, let's move on. Let me just close this one. This is the comprehensive problem for lost units, normal and abnormal loss. The following information is available for Cubs Corporation for the current month. We have started this month 120,000. The beginning work in process is 11,250. If you wanted to follow, nasa book nyo din ito. This is on page 454 sa book ni De Jesus. Okay, if you wanted to follow. So started this month 120,000 units. Beginning work in process 11,250. So all in all, we are accounting for. Oops, teka ha. Wala pala akong screen. Ayan. Okay, ulit. The following information is available for Cubs Corporation for the current month. Started this month, 120,000 units. Beginning work in process is 11,250. So we are accounting for a total of, oops. Ay, ba't ganun? Ulit. $131,250 units. Okay, out of 131,250, 3,000 are the total spoilage. From 3,000, 1,350 is abnormal. So the difference between the two is the normal spoilage or the normal lost units. The ending work in process is unidentified yet. The total transferred out is 108,750. The cost of the work in process beginning is as follows. Yung materials niya, 15,600 pesos. And conversion cost is 20,700. The current cost for this month is 180,000 for materials and 525,000 for 915 for conversion cost. All materials are added at the start of the production, and the inspection point is as follows. For continuous loss, end of the process. For discrete, 60% of the process. So we are asked to prepare cost of production report using FIFO and weighted average method. Sorry for the wrong spelling. Okay, let's do this. Continuous loss, first in, first out. So 120 plus 11,250, we are accounting for 131,250 units. Okay? So itong 11,250 is given. Let me put some color dun sa mga given para hindi tayo malito. Hi daw, sabi ni Prince. Okay. Abnormal loss is given, 1,350. Now the 1,650 normal loss is not given, pero given yung total spoilage na 3,000 units. So therefore, yung difference ng dalawa, 3,000 and 1,350 is the normal loss. Okay? Total spoilage is 3,000 units, from which 1,350 are abnormal. So therefore, 1,650 are normal loss. Okay, so okay na tayo dyan. Alam na kung saan nakuha yan. Next, work started in process, hindi to given, but according to our given, 108,750 is transferred out. Pag sinabing transferred out, these are finished or completed and then transferred out. Okay? At given siya sa problem natin. Let me just go back. So, transferred out as a total number of units of 108,750. So kung 108,750 yung na-transferred out, yan yung total na complete. Kaya ang na-complete natin, kasama dyan of course yung work in past beginning, ang gagawin mo lang, 108,750 of which 11,250 is from work in past beginning. Therefore, 97,500 yung started in process, finished, and transferred out. So minus mo lang yun, makukuha mo na yung 97,500 started in process, finished, and transferred. So ang kulang mo na lang is yung work in process end. Hindi siya given. If the total units to be accounted for is 131, at 131 din yan dito, so deduct mo lang lahat ng mga may kulay na, we will get 19,500. 131 minus 11,250 minus 97,500 minus 1,650 minus 1,350, 19,500 yung work in process end natin. Okay? Work in process end is 30% still to be done. Okay? So therefore, ilang percent na yung natapos sa kanya? 70%. 30% still to be done. Yung beginning work in process natin is 3/5 incomplete. So therefore, 2/5 complete na siya. Ang dadagdag na lang natin, 3/5. Okay, so medyo binago to ha. So be careful dun sa mga terms. Hindi always yung given sa work in process at saka sa beginning and ending, yun yung na-apply. Kuminsan ang binibigay yung hindi pa na-apply. So for this case, 3/5 pa yung hindi na i-apply and it should be applied this month. Ito din, ganun din. 30% still to be done. So therefore, the work done lang sa kanya for this month is 70%. Okay, let's continue. So for materials is added at the beginning. Right? Ayun. All materials are added at the start of the production. So therefore, kung itong work in process beginning natin is already 2/5 completed, hindi na siya kailangang dagdagan pa ng materials kasi nalagyan na siya nung nakaraang buwan pa. So 0% in terms of materials. So EUP niya, 0. Started in process, 100%. Nag-start yan. So nalagyan niya ng materials today. Work in process ending, nalagyan din ng materials today. Kaya 100%, 100%. Okay, let's go to the lost units. Sa continuous loss, ang given natin, end of the process. Let me just confirm. Yes, end of the process. Okay, the inspection point is at the end of the process. So, yung ating mga lost units, we only identified them as lost at the end of the process. So therefore, sa umpisa pa lang, nalagyan na sila ng materials, kaya 100%. Kasi yung kanilang inspection point is at the end. Kaya 100% sila in terms of materials. Okay? So 1,650 and 1,350. Yun ang mga ating conversion cost. We still have to apply 3/5 for our beginning work in process. So 6,750. That is 11,250 times 3/5 equals 6,750. Started, finish, and transferred is 100%, 97.5. For the work in process end, ang work to be done sa kanya is 30, so therefore the work done is 70%. So 19.5 times 70% equals 13,650. For the lost unit, since the inspection point is at the end, na-process siya, nakarating hanggang dulo, kaya yung conversion cost niya is 100%. Okay, so we now have EUP for materials and EUP for conversion cost, 120,900 and 120,000. Let's go to cost schedule. Since we are using FIFO method first, we have to account for the cost of the beginning work in process separately. Kaya materials of beginning work in process, this is given. Conversion cost of 20,700, this is also given. Cost added for this month, this is given, 180,000. Conversion cost is also given. Now, yung cost added this month will be divided dun sa computed EUP natin, excluding yung beginning work in process cost. Okay, hindi natin so isasama. So ito lang ang i-divide natin, divide sa EUP for materials, and then divide sa EUP for conversion cost. Okay, 150 for materials, 4.35 for conversion cost. Okay, let's account for the cost of 742,215. That's the total cost for this department for the beginning plus the current cost, 742,215. Okay, let's account for this one. For the work in process beginning, 0 kasi wala naman nga siyang materials na nagamit for this month. Kaya 0 times 150 is 0. For the conversion cost, He uses 6,750 units, equivalent units, times 4.35 equals 29,362.50. And then, dahil meron siyang cost last month, sa kanya lahat yon. So, ang total cost used for this month for work in process beginning is 65,662. For the started in process, finished and transferred, 97,500 times 150 equals 146,250 for materials. Conversion cost, that is 97,500 times 4.35 equals 424,125. Wala siyang cost last month. Wala ring cost from preceding department. Total is 573.70. Hold on, ha. Okay. For the normal loss, in terms of materials, nalagyan natin siya ng 1,650 units times 150 equals 2,475. For conversion cost, nalagyan natin siya ng labor and overhead, 1,650 times 4.35 equals 7,177.5. Okay? So, ang total ng dalawa, 9,652.50. The 9,652.50 will be allocated to beginning and started in process. Simply because sila yung mga umabot o lumampas doon sa inspection point natin. Okay. So total cost na is 645,690, 742 na account natin. For the work in process end, same procedure. 19,500 times 150 equals 29,250. Conversion cost, 13,650 times 4.35 equals 59,377.5. Total of the two is 88,627.50. For the abnormal loss, 1,350 times 150 equals 2,025 for materials. For conversion cost, 1,350 times 4.35 equals 5,872.50. Total of the two, 7,897.50. So if you total all of the cost, dapat parehas tayo dun sa total cost to be accounted for na 742,215. Okay? The 180,000 materials cost incurred for this month are already accounted for, 180,000. The conversion cost incurred for this month is also accounted for, 525,915. For the cost of the work in process beginning, na-account na rin natin siya, 36,300. So all costs are accounted for. Now let us adjust the cost of the transferred out units. Kasi meron tayong mga normal loss, it will be absorbed by those units na considered as good units. Okay. For the material cost of the normal loss, since walang nagamit na material si work in process beginning, wala siyang magiging share dun sa cost of the materials of the lost units. Magkano ba yung material cost ng lost units? That is 2,475. Itong buong 2,475 should be allocated dun sa mga good units na nagamit din during the process. Gumamit din ng materials during the process. But for this scenario, ang gumamit lang ng materials, yung ating started in process, finished, and transferred. At meron siyang 97,500 na materials used or equivalent unit of production. Kaya, siya lang yung may share sa uh, material cost ng normal loss units. Okay? Now, maybe you are asking, Sir, bakit yung work in process end? They also used materials. Bakit hindi sila nag-share dun sa material cost ng normal loss units? Well, the answer is the inspection point, let me go back to the previous slide, is at the end of the process. The inspection point is at the end of the process. So hindi umabot yung work in process end sa end of the process. Kaya hindi siya pwedeng mag-share dun sa loss units because the loss unit is only identified at the end. So therefore, hindi siya umabot doon, kaya hindi siya kasama mag-share doon sa cost ng materials of the lost units. Kaya yung buong 2,475 will be shouldered only by the started in process, finished, and transferred. So yung 2,475 will be added to the cost of the started in process, finished, and transferred. For the conversion cost, yung ating work in process beginning, we still have to put 3/5 conversion cost at nakarating siya sa dulo, na finish siya at na-transfer siya. So therefore, narating niya yung inspection point. Kaya, meron siyang share sa conversion cost ng normal lost units. And how to compute for the share, ang gagawin mo lang, yung cost ng normal loss, which is in terms of conversion cost, 7,177.50 times 6,750 divide by 104 to 50. Ito yung allocation formula natin. Okay, 6,750 over 104 to 50 times 7,177.50. Ang share ng beginning work in process natin is 464.73. Yun namang started in process, ang kanyang work done for conversion cost is 97,500, this one. So 97.5 over 104 to 50 times 7,177.50 equals 6,712.77. So total, okay, all the cost of conversion cost for normal loss are already accounted for. 464 sa beginning, 6,712 for the started in process. Yun namang ating material cost for the normal loss, 2,475 are all accounted for. 0 sa beginning, 2,475 sa started in process. So, yung ating transferred out, the cost of goods finished and transferred out, of 645,690 will be divided dun sa dalawa. Itong 9652.50 will be allocated to the beginning and the started in process. Kaya yung beginning natin, hindi na siya 65,662 lang. Magiging 66,127.23. Paano yun? How did we get 66? 65,662 plus 0 sa materials plus 464.73 equals 66,127.23. For the started in process, that is 570,375 plus 2475 plus 6712.77 equals 579,562.77. So, yung 645,690, same dito sa taas natin, is now adjusted. Yung beginning is 66, yung started is 579. Hindi na 65 and 570. The 9,652 is already allocated to the two inventories. Okay? How about the journal entry? Okay, for this month, ang cost incurred natin is materials and conversion cost, labor and overhead. Okay, hindi na natin pinaghiwalay kasi dun sa given natin hindi magkahiwalay yung conversion, yung labor and overhead. So debit work in process, credit materials, credit conversion cost. Okay, yung 180 in 525 is the cost incurred for this month. Ito yon. Okay, walang entry yung previous month ha, kasi last month pa yon, meron ng entry yun doon sa nakaraan. Only cost incurred for this month. Next, the transfer of the good units to the Department B or pwede rin namang finished goods na agad, depende dun sa situation. So let us assume na meron pang Department B, this is Department A, kaya yung cost na 645,000 na to be transferred to the next department, ang entry niyan, yun, yung 645,690, debit work in process Department B, credit work in process Department A. For the abnormal loss units, which has a total cost of 7,897.50, sabi natin kanina, this should be removed from the work in process kasi hindi siya normal and it is treated as period cost. Kaya we have to remove it from the work in process account. Ang entry natin na ginagawa natin sa spoiled units, whenever we remove it from the work in process account, sa job order natin is debit spoiled units, credit work in process. Pero this time, sa process costing natin, ang entry natin is debit factory overhead control, credit work in process Department A. The factory overhead control, when we present this one, hindi siya kasama dun sa over and under natin. It will be treated as a period cost, part of our expenses. Okay? This is first in, first out under continuous loss. Let's go to weighted average. Mabilis na lang to. Okay. Let me just make it bigger. Yan. So, for the weighted average, the only difference dun sa first in, first out is that wala na siyang work in process beginning. Let me just highlight. Okay? Wala na siyang work in process beginning. So, yung 108,750 is actually the total of the work in process beginning and the started in process, finish and transfer. Let me go back to sa previous slide or previous tab. 11 to 50 and 97,500. Okay, let me just prove it. Sandali. Oops. Okay. Mali. Yun, ha? 11 to 50 plus 97,500 is 108,750. So pagka weighted average, walang beginning work in process, we will assume na 100% done, including yung work in process beginning. So 100%, 100%. Work in process ending in terms of materials is 100%. Why? Because material is added at the beginning of the process, so 100%. Conversion cost 70%, 13,650. Lost units 100%, 100%. Why? Because inspection point is at the end of the process. So therefore, nalagyan na siya ng materials bago siya na-identified na lost units. Kaya 100%, 100%. Conversion cost is 100% because inspection point is at the end of the process. Okay? So, alin ang may difference dito? Yung finish and transferred natin, wala nang beginning, 108,750. So, mababago yung EUP natin from 120 and 120,900 dahil 100% parehas, 131 and 125,400. Okay? I hope you were able to see the difference. Ito, 0 siya dito. Dito, 6,750. The rest are the same. So, nagkaroon ng change sa EUP natin. So, there is a change. Magiging iba din yung denominator natin. Iba yung magiging quotient natin. And then, another difference sa FIFO and weighted, the work in process beginning cost is added to the cost this month. Kaya yung numerator natin na i-divide sa EUP natin, kasama na yung beginning cost natin. Work in process beginning cost. Okay? That's the difference. Kaya magiging iba yung kanyang per unit. So, let's account for the total cost, 742. Hindi lang cost incurred, including the previous cost, 742. And that is the same cost na in-account natin kanina, 742. Beginning and cost incurred for this month. Okay? So for finished and transferred, 108,750 times 1.49, 162. Conversion cost, 108 times 4.35, 474. Wala na yung beginning cost, cost from Presiding Department na lang. Bakit? Kasi inad na natin siya dito. Okay, so 636,106. Okay, for the normal loss, cost of materials for the normal loss, that is 1,650 times 1.49029 equals 2458.97. For the conversion cost, that's 1,650 times 4.35897, 7,192.30. Total is 9,651.27. So the total cost of good finished and transferred out is 645,757. Okay. uh, the the 9,651 will now be absorbed only by finished and transferred. Hindi kasama yung end kasi nga yung inspection point is at the end of the process. Hindi umabot sa end of the process yung work in process ending natin, kaya wala siyang share dun sa uh, cost of the normal loss. So I guess you already know how to compute for the cost of work in process end. That is 19.5 times 1.49 equals 29. Yung 59 naman, 13,650 times 4.35 equals 59. Okay? For the abnormal loss, that's 1,350 times 1.49, 2,000. Conversion cost, that is 1,350 times 4.35, 5,847. Okay. Let's now adjust the finish and transferred because hindi na siya 636 lang. Kailangan niyang i-absorb yung cost ng normal loss, which is 9,651. For materials, hindi lang 162 yun, madagan siya ng 2,458.57. Siya lang yung mag-absorb nun. So if you wanted to still compute for the allocation, pwede naman. So 108,750 over 108 times 2.457, yan. Dagdag mo yan doon sa 162. So ganun din sa, hold on, bakit pa? Yes, 108,750. Okay? EUP of materials is 108. EUP for conversion cost is 108. So tandaan mo lang yung allocation natin, ang ginagamit natin yung EUP. Okay, so yung buong 645 is the new cost of the finished and transferred. It should be adjusted to this amount. Walang entry, amount lang yung ina-adjust natin. Okay, for the journal entry, the same. Cost incurred for this month, ang lalagyan lang natin ng journal entry. Entry for the transfer, we will not use the 636, but the adjusted amount, 645. Okay? Compare mo yan dun sa FIFO natin, yun ding adjusted amount, 645. 645. Hindi yun yung 570 and 65. Okay? And then the abnormal lost units. Dalawa na lang. Discrete FIFO. Okay, sa discrete, sa given natin, the inspection point is at 60% of the process. Okay? 60% of the process. So under FIFO, we'll just have to account separately the work in past beginning. So 0% in terms of materials kasi yung ating work in process beginning is already 2/5 completed and materials is at the beginning, nalagyan na siya ng materials last month pa. So wala na siyang materials this month. So this one meron, this one meron. Sir, bakit itong normal loss and abnormal loss meron? Kasi ang inspection point is at 60%. So therefore, nalagyan muna siya ng materials bago na inspect na meron tayong mga lost units at 60%. Kaya 100% muna sila sa materials kasi nalagyan sila ng materials before inspection. So in terms of conversion cost, dahil at 60% yung inspection point natin, at 60% dun sila na-identify na wala na o nawawala sila, they are lost units. So ang nai-apply sa kanilang conversion cost is up to 60%. Okay? Ito yung difference niya sa continuous loss. Specific yung inspection point, specific yung conversion cost or yung work done in terms of conversion cost. Hindi katulad ng continuous loss, it is either zero lang or 100%. Dito specific yung percentage of completion. Okay, so let's divide. This is first in, first out. So account for the beginning work in process cost separately. Divide the current cost by the EUP. Meron na tayong per unit. Okay. Pagdating sa cost accounted for, ang meron lang difference sa discrete versus continuous loss ay itong allocation of the normal lost units. Okay. So, hindi ko na-explain yung work in past beginning and started in process. These are the same with FIFO under continuous loss. Let me just show you. Okay. Paano nyo siya ginawa sa continuous loss, ganun din dito. Just multiply. Okay, multiply. Answer. Okay. Ang problem natin dito is yung allocated cost of the normal loss. 2,062.50. How did we get 2,062.50? The total cost for materials ng normal loss is actually 2,475. How did we get 2,475? That is 1,650 times 1.5. Yan yung nai-apply na cost of materials sa ating normal loss, 1,650, 100%, di ba? 1,650 times 1.5, that is 2,475. Pero, we have to allocate them doon sa mga good units. Now, 60% yung inspection point natin. Hello? Okay, 60% yung inspection point natin. Yung work in process beginning natin, which is already 40% complete, hindi siya nakarating dun sa inspection point. Okay? Hindi nakarating sa inspection point. Already 40%. At hindi na siya nalagyan ng materials kasi materials is added at the beginning. So therefore, walang materials na nagamit sa kanya. Kung walang materials na nagamit sa kanya, at yung normal loss natin ay may materials na nagamit, hindi siya pwedeng makishare dun sa material cost ng normal loss. Kasi, dahil wala naman siyang materials na ginamit for this month. Kaya, hindi siya dapat mabigyan ng allocation dun sa material cost ng normal loss. Zero siya. Okay? So, ang meron lang material cost natin ay yung started and work in process end. The work in process end is, let me check, 30% done. 30% to be done, or in short, 70% done. Okay? Kung 70% done na siya, at bago siya umabot sa 70% at 60%, na-check na merong mga lost units. So therefore, yung work in process end natin, lumampas na ng inspection point at na-determine na merong mga lost unit. So therefore, kasama siya na mag-a-absorb ng mga lost unit na yon kasi lumampas na siya ng 60% inspection point. Okay? Kaya, ang mag-absorb ng normal loss, cost of materials ng normal loss ay started in process at saka work in process ending. Yung work in process beginning natin, again, walang share kasi hindi naman siya gumamit ng materials. So therefore, hindi siya kasama dun sa nilagyan ng materials. Nandoon sa started and work in process end, yung gumamit ng materials na pagdating ng 60%, biglang nawala. Kaya yung dalawa lang ang mag-absorb. Okay? So, magkano yung i-allocate natin para dun sa mga started in process? So, ang gagawin mo lang, yung 2,475 times 97,500 divide by 117,000 equals 2,062.50. Yun yung ilalagay mo ditong normal loss allocated to finish and transfer. For the material cost of the normal loss for work in process end, ganito naman ang gagawin mo, 2,475 times 19,500 divided by 117,000 equals 412. That's the cost of materials of the normal loss allocated to the work in process end. Where did we get 97 and 19.5? Yan yung EUP natin for materials for started in process and work in process end. Okay? For the conversion cost, okay, yung work in process beginning natin is 2/5 completed already. So therefore, para ma-complete siya, we still have to apply 3/5. So therefore, may ginamit siyang conversion cost, kaya siya na-complete. And that is 3/5 of the 11,250, 6,750. And then yung started in process, 97.5. Work in process ending is 13,650. Now, the inspection point is 60%. All of these three, lumampas sila sa inspection point of 60%. Kasi yung work in process natin ending is 70% complete, lumampas siya dun sa 60% inspection point. Na-inspect siya na merong nawawalang conversion cost. Okay, bago siya nakarating ng 70%. Of course, yung started and finished, lumampas din ng 60%. Itong work in process beginning natin, although 2/5 completed na siya, dinagdagan pa ng 3/5 para ma-complete. So, lumampas din siya ng 60% of the total processing percentage. Kaya, merong na-apply sa kanyang conversion cost. So, therefore, he will share sa conversion cost of the normal lost units. Okay, so get all the EUP ng tatlo. That will be our basis for allocation. Okay. The total cost of conversion cost for the normal loss is 990 times 4.39361 equals 4,349.67. Ito yung cost ng conversion cost ng normal loss. And this will be allocated dun sa tatlo. So how did we get 249? Gawin mo lang 4,349 times 6,750 over 117,900 equals 249. So started in process, ganun din. 4,349 times 97,500 over 117,900 equals 3,597. Same with work in process N. Okay? So, the total conversion cost of the normal loss to be allocated sa work in process beginning and started in process is 249 and 3,597. The total of these two, let me add, is 3,846.08. Ito yun. Okay? 503, 503. Okay, so abnormal loss, you know this already. Just multiply 1,350 times 1.5, 2,025. Same with conversion cost, 810 times 4.39. Okay, let us now adjust yung cost ng goods finished and transferred to the next department. Yung 646,492 will be allocated dun lang sa dalawa. Okay, work in process beginning. I'm sorry, work in process, tatlo pala. Work in process beginning, started in process, and then may allocation dun sa work in process end. Okay, we also have to adjust yung 89,222. So, yung work in process beginning natin, that is 65 plus materials na 0 plus 249 equals 66. Okay, hindi kasya. Yung started in process, finished and transferred, that is 574 plus 2,062 plus 3,597 equals 580. Work in process end, that is 89 plus 412 plus 503 equals 90,000. Okay? So 736,000 yung lahat ng ito. Okay? Pag inad natin yung 5583, 742. Okay, let me just verify. This all 736, 736. Okay, pag inad natin yan dito is 742. Okay, entry, the same. Cost incurred for this month, transferred and completed 646, 646. Cost of abnormal loss. Okay, isa na lang, weighted average. So again, ang difference lang nito, itong finish and transferred, all of them are 100%. And then the work done for the normal loss and abnormal loss, I guess I already explained this one. 60% inspection point, sila din yung magiging work done. Okay, and then dahil weighted average ito, the work in process beginning cost will be added to the cost this month, and then that will be divided to the EUP. Okay, so dito tayo may difference kasi sa continuous loss, inspection point is at the end, so 100% dito. Ito, at 60% inspection point, kaya 60% din, 124,200. Okay, and then, I guess I already explained bakit may share si work in process end and finish and transfer. Kasi lumampas sila ng 60% inspection point. So, dahil weighted average ito, walang beginning, all are transferred and finish and transferred. Kaya ang magsishare dun sa material cost ay finish and transferred and work in process end. Okay? That is 1,650 times 1.49 equals 2,458.97. Then let's allocate sa finish and transferred and work in process end. 2085, 2085. Okay. For the conversion cost, dalawa lang din silang maghahati. 4375, 108, and 13615. Allocate 3871 for transferred, finish and transferred. 485 for the work in process end. So, yung cost ng finish and transferred, hindi siya 640, it will be adjusted now to 646. Lahat ng 5956 na cost of normal loss will be absorbed by the finish and transfer. So how did we get 646? Pwede mo ring i-add that 640 plus 2,085 plus 3,871.18 equals 646,643. Okay, journal entries. Okay, I think I'm done.